Hello student, we go over solve a quadratic equation using square root. Okay, so take a look over here. You can see the left side is already the variable square. So you're ready to go. You take square root. You take square root. Okay, so here we go. So d should be equal square root of 81. But make sure do not forget plus and minus in the front to answer. Okay. You know 81 is 9 square. Okay. So the answer should be plus minus 9. Okay. So I put my answer in the box. Minus 9, I put it first. Plus 9 in the back. Alright. Submit. I'm done. Submit. Submit. Why it won't let me submit? It's so weird. Come on. Let me submit. Here we go. Okay. Next one. Similarly. Okay. So let's see over here. You see p square is the only thing on the left side. So you're ready to go. Okay. But you can see p square equal negative 16. So you cannot solve for real solution. So because perfect square, it had to be equal positive. So but we have imagine number I, okay, that I square equal negative 1. So you apply this, okay. So here we go. I put this in the box. Here we go. So this is your lesson, okay. So here we go. So now I can rewrite over here. Instead of negative 16, I put a 16 times negative 1. Is that the same thing? So now negative 1, you substitute for I square. All right? So now you're ready to take to solve for p. Okay? So you take square root on the right side. So p should be equal to square root of 16i square. Okay? But again, do not forget plus and minus. Okay? So let's do this. 16 is that 4 square. Okay. So 4 square inside the square root. So the answer should be number 4. And then I square. You want to get out the square root, it become I. That's it. So two solutions, we call them two imaginary solution. Okay. Or you can call complex solution. Okay. So now I put it in. Here we go. Subtract 4i and then 4i. Okay, 4i. And I submit. Voila. Same thing happened again. T squared equal negative 49. Okay, so instead of negative 49, I put 49 times negative 1. But negative 1, I substitute by I squared. Alright, so now I'm ready to go. I can solve for t now. So t should be equal square root of 49 and then I square. Again, do not forget plus and minus in the front. Okay? So let's do this. 49 is that 7 square. Okay? And I square is stay there. So the answer should be 7 and I. Okay? You want to simplify your square root, you want to find a perfect square, and then you simplify with a square root. Okay, so two answers over here. Negative 7i and then 7i. Okay, here we go. Submit. Voila. Okay, similarly, we do the same thing again. Okay, so we do the same thing again. So let's move on over here. Let me move a little bit faster. Okay. Same thing over here. All right, let's do this. Not a big deal. Negative 9, I put it 9 times negative 1. And again, I substitute negative 1 by I square. Okay? So now I'm ready to solve for W. So W should be equal square root of 9i square. Again, do not forget the plus minus sign because you expect two imaginary solution. Okay? So similarly over here, you know 9 is 3 square. Okay? So the answer should be plus minus 3i. Okay? So now I put the answer in negative 3i and then positive 3i. Alright, submit, voila. Okay. So now the next problem is, you can see previously the variable square had to be the only thing on the left side. So you can see over here you don't have it. You have x squared and then subtract 73. So you need to get rid of subtract 73. Alright? So let's do it by adding 73 on both sides. Okay. Okay. So now you come out x squared equals 0. I'm sorry, x squared. Let's write it correctly. X squared equals 0. Okay, so now we do this. We solve for x, so we take square root of 0 and we do plus and minus. Okay, but 0, when you take square root, it come out 0. All right, but plus 0 and minus 0, is it the same 0? So you have only one answer. Okay, so one real solution. Okay, so one real solution, that's it. So I would click on one real solution and I submit, and then I'm done. All right. So when you have the variable square equals 0, that is a very special case. The answer is one real solution. All right. So similarly over here, for this one, you need to solve for the w square. Okay. So you don't want number 6. You don't want number 6. So let's divide number 6 on both sides. Okay. So you come out w equal, is that negative a? All right. So now you're ready to solve. Okay. So negative a equal a times negative 1, and negative 1 you substitute by I squared. Okay. So now you solve for w. You take square root of 8i squared. Again, do not forget plus and minus. Okay. Number a is not a perfect square, but you can find a perfect square inside number a. Because you know number a is that equal 4 times 2. Is that number a? Okay. So now 4 is that 2 square. Okay. And number 2 is still there. I square is still there. So you can see, you can simplify the perfect square. So 2 square, you can take it outside, become 2. All right. And then I square, you can take it outside, it become I. Okay. So you can see the only thing that you cannot take it outside is number 2. So you still have square root of 2. Okay. So this is the answer. Make sure you simplify all the way like this. So take care of this. So I have negative 2i square root of 2, and then positive 2i square root of 2. Okay, done. Voila. All right, this one, next one, easy, ready to go. You just take square root on both sides and then you're done. Okay, so t equals square root of 100. Again, do not forget plus minus. 100 is 10 squares. All right. Okay, so the answer is plus minus 10. Okay, so you got 2 real solutions. Okay, so I put here 2 real solutions. Okay, submit, done. All right. Similarly over here, so let's isolate for the d square first. Okay, so isolate for d square. You don't want negative 38, so you add 38 on both sides. So I come out d square equal, is that negative 44? Yeah, negative 44. Very good. So you can see here, with the negative sign right here, when you solve, it had to be 2 imaginary solutions because of the negative side. Okay? The negative side right there. Okay? So the answer, 2 imaginary solution. Okay? So if you want to solve it, we can solve it. Let's do this. Equal 44 times negative 1, and then negative 1 you substitute by I squared. Okay? So if you want to solve the d, you take square root of 44 I squared. Do not forget plus and minus in the front. Okay? So now, simplify this square root. Okay? So take a look. 44 is that the same as 4 times 11. Okay, 4 is a perfect square. Okay, so here we go. So I come out plus minus 4 is that 2 square. 11, you cannot simplify further, and this is I square. So the answer should be plus minus 2, go to the front, you simplify it to become 2, I square become I, outside is square root. So the only thing cannot simplify is number 11, so that should be square root of 11. Okay? So now submit to imagine solution, submit, and then you're done. Okay? Next one over here, similarly over here, we already know this is a special case. You have only one real solution, okay? So x should be equal only square root of 0 plus minus. So plus minus 0, which is 0, okay? So one real solution, okay? So I click on that, one real solution, done, okay? Next one, same thing. You want to solve for the p square first. So I just divide negative 81 on both sides. Okay? So I come out p square equal 45 over 81. Okay? So you can see this is the positive number. So you can solve for 2 real solutions. Alright? So that should be your answer. 2 real solutions. But since we already added, but let's solve it just for fun over here. So if you want to find the p, you take square root of 45 over 81. Okay? Do not forget plus and minus. Okay? So take a look over here. 45, 81. I think you can simplify by 9. So that should be plus minus 5, square root of 5 over 9. Okay? So, but number 9 is that 3 square. Okay? So the answer should be plus minus square root of 5 on top because you cannot simplify further. And the bottom is number 3. Okay? That's it. Alright. So submit. Voila. Done. Here we go. We got 81% here. So similarly, so let's move on to the next level. So we can save a little time here. Okay. So same thing over here, you need to isolate for the y square. So take a look over here. We have negative 49y and negative 53y. I'm sorry, negative 49y square, negative 53y square. So negative 53 is smaller, so I would eliminate negative 53y square by adding 53y square on both sides. Okay? And you can see on the left side, I come out at 4y squared. Okay? So you can see you don't want negative 42 here. So I can do really fast here. I add 42 on both sides. Okay? So you can see on the right side, negative 62 plus 42 become negative 20. Okay? I'm almost done. I need to isolate only for the y square. So I divide 4 on both sides. So I come out y square equal negative 5. You see, a perfect square equal a negative number. The answer had to be 2 imaginary solution. Alright? With a negative sign, you can tell it had to be 2 imaginary solution. Okay? If you want to solve all the way, it's not a big deal. Y square equal 5 and then I squares. Alright? So y equal plus minus square root of 5i squared. Simplify it, become plus minus I, you move it outside. And then square root of 5. Okay, done. Let's choose the option of 2 imaginary solutions. Submit, we're done. Okay. Let's do the last one and then we're done. Okay, negative 10 y squared. On one on the left side, 17y squared on the right side. I would eliminate negative 10y squared, okay, by add 10y squared on both sides, okay. So you can see on the right side you come out 27y squared, okay. So you can see you don't want 96. I would subtract 96 on both sides, okay, subtract 96 on both sides. So the left side come out at, is that negative 192? Okay. And then you want to solve for the y square, you divide 27 on both sides. Okay, so now let me write up here. Okay, negative 192. Okay, negative 192 over 27 equal y squared. Okay, um, can I simplify by 3? Yes, I can. I can put in your calculator. Um, so let's put in the calculator right here. Let me get a calculator. I move my calculator to the other side. Okay, negative 192 over 27. The calculator will simplify for me. It come out at negative 64 over 9. Perfect. Okay, so let's write right here. Y squared equal negative 64 over 9. Okay, so now you want to solve for the y. Take square root of first we need to, hold on, we need to make the negative sign become I squared first. Okay, so let's take a look at here. Y squared equals 64 over 9 and then I squared. Okay, so now we're ready to take the square root. So y equal square root of 64 over 9 and then I squared. Again, do not forget the plus minus in the front. Okay, so we got it. 64 actually 8 squares, all right? And then 9 is actually 3 squares, all right? And then I squared is right there. So it's come out at A over 3 and then I. That's it. All right, let's put it in and we're done. Okay, so plus A over 3. Oh, okay, so I can use the over here. Hold on. I can do minus A over 3. And then I put I. Okay, do not forget the I. The other one, it should be A over 3. And then I. Okay, done. Voila. Thank you so much for your attention.